All right, quick update on how we got the frame to where it is now. So the first thing I used was rust treatment product called Rust-Oleum Rust Dissolver. That's what we had locally, on the shelf. So I just used that, and worked pretty good. And then after that, we got it no primer on us or anything. Just used some Rust-Oleum flat black. That's it. Used about 2 cans on it, so a can did a light coat, and then the other can did the remaining coats, and then we clear coated it with Rust-Oleum as well, and it's just a matte finish. So I like the way it looks, but now you want that to obviously seal up your paint as best you can. And then for now, we're going to leave it like this. It's probably going to get undercoated. We'll probably do inside the frame rails, especially up here, because they actually, they like wrap up, so they'll hold stuff. So that would be a good spot to definitely do those. And then inside these cross members and everything, considering obviously they rot out, and that's kind of the reason why we did this. So yeah, so now we're gonna start reassembly. Okay, we're back under here. And previous video, I snapped these studs to get the exhaust out, so I just got done getting these studs out, which I thought might take a little more effort, but really didn't. This side didn't want to move with the hammer, so I ground it flush, and then I was able to get a punch. Just enough room here. And had to hold the hammer real awkward and do this. Like, I'm pretty much hitting it with my purse, and it still came out. And then I did the same thing with this one. It didn't take much. Actually, this one I didn't use the grinder, but I was able to hit it just a little bit at a time, and it came out. So now I get some new hardware, and we'll continue. Got the axle, back underneath. Get ready to put it back in. I kind of had this rigged up as a temporary, make me feel better while I do this stuff. Mostly because I was actually up there messing with the exhaust stuff. But I'm gonna have to move this anyway, so I can use it on the axle to get it up and put the new U-bolts in and stuff. So we'll go with that next. Oh, almost forgot. Have to remove the old ones out of this plate, and it's a good idea to just kind of clean up the mating surfaces on these. It makes everything fit together much better, because they got this alignment pin, whatnot. So gotta do that to all that stuff. Knock it off on there too. As much as I'd really like to clean up this whole axle and make it look like this, it's not really part of what I was asked to do. This is pretty much just this is gonna be a farm truck, so we're just making sure we got all the, it's got good bones under it. Doesn't really have to look pretty, but either way, still doing this after the fact won't be that bad if they choose to do it. So yeah. All right, in the process of getting the axle installed, got one side done. So you obviously gotta start, well, I'm by myself as usual, so start with one side, just kind of pick it up. I put it on the jack itself and kind of like wheeled it under there, and then just started to get it closer and closer. Got this one started first, put the nuts on it, got that plate there, and then that way it would just kind of hold it, and then it kind of jacked it up just a little bit, and then I was able to get this one there to catch the plate and get the nuts on and start tightening them, and that was it. Went right in. I like to throw grease and all kinds of crap in between. Just seems to make it go together nice and keep it okay. But probably not needed. That's okay. That's my preference. So now I'll show you real time, I guess, how I'll do it. Okay, let's do this. Get all my stuff prepped. I like to try and make things easy as possible. I like to use these little trays, set it close by, somewhat out of the way, but holds the hardware, you know. So that's the orientation of those pieces. Now we can start bringing the axle up. There. Let's go this way some. It's right about there. We're going to get the spring plate started. Kind of hold it in place. I do like to use all three anti-seize. We got that there. We're gonna put the jack a little bit more pressure because there's about 1/4 inch right before that pin sets in. We want to make sure we get that set before we start tightening. So we're gonna wait, get some pressure under it. We can move it. That's how it's gonna be. There it is. You heard that. It's set right in there. Now we can get these snugged up, at least by hand for right now. We're good there. Okay, so far, kind of snugged up the exhaust now. I was just starting to get the drive shaft in here. So the only thing I'll mention is before you stick it back in, it's a slip yoke. So before you do all that, make sure you lube the front of it, because I guess there's a possibility you could actually damage the seal on the end of the transfer case. So always make sure you lube it up. And then I got this, and it's gonna go right there. I already checked, it's good to go. Leaf springs, everything's all torqued. It's got the weight on it. It's not even really on the jack stands anymore. So you want to torque this stuff with the weight of the vehicle. Anything dealing with suspension bushings on any car, really. But yeah, so moving along. All right, so far we got the tank here. I fidgeted with this for a while. Turn this off. I don't know why it does that. But, so you gotta kind of jack it up, and well, you by yourself, you gotta jack it up and kind of maneuver this board around the weight of it and stuff. And I got the back in place first, held it in place. I used a ratchet strap to just kind of hold it there for me. You see that? And that's good. And then I was able to get the strap here and this first bolt, which is, there's a capture nut in the frame. So, but it's kind of a pain to get, but it's, I don't know, you just need some good lighting really. So, all right, moving on. Okay, so truck's running, all working the way it should currently, without a bed, bumper and stuff. This has no leaks up here. This is just water because it was sitting out, and everything else is good. We just need to get those last couple things on and turn and burn. Gonna be my favorite. Oh no,
it doesn't match.
No, these ones aren't supposed to be tightened yet. You know what I mean?
I do now.
All right, let's pull back off.
Come on, just leave it hang.
Stop it. I don't want to. It's uncomfortable.
Come on. Does it not sit in there?
Where are you going?
Just
in. I can't tell.
There you go.
Is your bracket on the inside or outside of that frame now? Okay.
Outside.
Just making sure.
Why would you tighten this?
Oh god.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
It's working now.
Why do you say it's working now?
Because no, whenever you're pressing the button, it wasn't working.
With the gloves, you
I know. That's
did
what I'm
flat tats. Why do we have so many bolts over here? Where are these coming from?
I think they're
no, they're all pre-lubed.
Yep. That's what I'm good for. Fluffing.
Gotta stick them somewhere, right?
Kind of like backing a mountain goat up to the cliff.
A mountain goat? Why a mountain goat?
Never mind.
It sounds very challenging. I wonder what else we're forgetting.
I'm sure we'll take it off to find out.
I can't find the hole. Don't say anything.
I didn't. You did. What bolt are you putting in?
The one on the inside the bumper.
We don't need this.
You don't need that.
No.
Weight savings.
Yeah.
Add 4 bolts. You can't do burnouts. There it is.
I shouldn't have tightened.
Oh, it's done. Backwards.
Me too.
Okay. Alright, gonna quick run through here. Putting a new bumper and a hitch on a Silverado. The lesson learned here is don't get ahead of yourself. Keep everything loose. Hardware. All of it. Because the most troublesome part we got were these 2 bottom ones. And then you can tighten these ones first and do everything else after. But it's great now. It's great. Keeping it on.